what we're looking at right now is one of the 5 ideas that I can share with you. I'll tell you that there were many, many more ideas that we are not sharing publicly at this time. That's just the nature of how this think tank works. We all agreed that certain things can be shared and certain things will be kept to ourselves. But what we're looking at is an idea called the Robot Alliance. This was an idea that was just published incidentally in the New York Times recently. We're very grateful for their support of what we came up with. What we're looking at here, and I have a follow-on slide that explains it in a little more detail for your readers and listeners. This is a deconstructed food and beverage solution. This is a way of saying, Adam, if people don't feel comfortable in going into a restaurant where half the furniture has been stripped out in order to create a safer distance between them or more barriers put up between tables, could we bring the food and beverage experience to the areas of the hotel that by their nature are more generous in scale? People can be more safely together but still apart. And in order to do that and to service guests further away from the bar or the kitchen, we have to have an efficient way of being able to serve them that, in this case, relies upon automation and robotics. And so in this image, you see a robot bartender. In the background, you see various forms of robots that are going around the public areas. There are drone robots that are specialized in communications. They're the ones that are interacting with the guest most frequently. If a guest wants something, the drone communicates back to the bartender. The bartender is able to communicate with the other bots. You see 2 different size bots, one which is more like a mini fridge on a single wheel, and it has a companion bot that is a larger one, which is shown in blue, that serves larger groups and can act as not only your server, but also can remain with you and act as your refrigerator or your hot box. It also has an LED display television, so it can serve as entertainment for television or as your DJ. But the idea is that the bots talk to one another. They talk back to the central kind of facilitator and as the robot. And a solution like this with lots of personality. By the way, we imagined from the movie Up, we imagined that the dog Doug, who can talk, is really kind of like our small refrigerator that can be your companion. Not only does it deliver beverages, hot or cold things to you with the ability to control temperature, but it can also stay with you and form as a bit of a companion. So the big idea here is, and it's founded in our own reality, is that we know that costs of labor have continued to rise. We know that automation is continuing to become more affordable and more capable. And we know that we're going to reach a point where robots are more specialized. They have certain things that they are built and programmed to do very, very well, and not do necessarily all things to all for all people. That's funny. So this is imagining a deconstructed food and beverage solution and a way to serve people in more remote parts of the hotel. Anything you want me to layer on about this?
Yeah, I mean, this is, oh my God, there's so many thoughts coming to mind as we're looking at this, as I'm looking at this. I mean, if anybody who's listening, you really have to watch the video, YouTube video of the podcast to see what we're talking about, but you've done a great job in explaining it. I mean, this is like looking at a sci-fi movie, or like anyone who watched Westworld recently, kind of has that. It's unbelievable.
Shoot the robots.
Yeah. Yeah, the robots are safe. We talked about when we did a quick meetup about a month ago. I remember this in our conversation. I said, like, how far are we from having Boston Dynamics style robots, in our hotels, and thinking that we're probably decades away from that. And kind of based on this, we're a lot closer to that reality than I think a lot of people realize.
I think you're right, Adam. For those of you who haven't seen the hotel that opened late last year in China, Alibaba, the giant online Chinese retailer, created a hotel called the Fly Zoo. It's spelled just the way that you would imagine, Flyzoo. And they built it as a demonstration for their advances in robotics. There you will find all kinds of advanced technologies, including robot servers. And they're not just showcasing the evolution of their technology. This is the showroom for you to purchase those robots for your own hotel. So the future is closer than you might think, Adam. And that's part of what, again, we were trying to get to with this project, was not just to show things that were creative and imaginative, but possible, because ultimately that's part of what will lead us to the next solution.
Is there a region in the world that is, I mean, you just talked about the hotel in China. Is there a region in the world where this is likely to flourish and that it will just slowly move across the globe? Or are you seeing this in pockets all over the place?
That's a great question. We are seeing advances in technology from all over the world. Just to cite a few examples, Muji, a Japanese company, has recently been demoing autonomous vehicles in Finland through a partnership with them, both tremendous tech centers, right? Both Japan and Finland. You have some remarkable technologies coming out of Israel right now. And we've been able to utilize some of those technologies in our thinking. As a matter of fact, we had an Israeli roboticist involved in this project. And look, we are known with our many technology companies in the US as a place, Silicon Valley and well beyond, where great innovation is coming to life every day. I follow Elon Musk on Twitter, and it just seems like the future is really happening around us when you're paying attention to what they're doing with SpaceX and other things.
This was my episode with Ron Swidler, Chief Innovation Officer at the Gettys Group. Be sure to check out their website, gettys.com, and you can find Ron on LinkedIn. I'll link to both in the show notes. To see the full interview, just head over to YouTube and search the Proven Principles Podcast, and you can learn more about the show on our website, theprovenprinciplespodcast.com. Finally, if you need to revamp a business strategy or simply need someone to work with through a tough problem in your hotel or restaurant, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can book a free call with me by going to knowinghospitality.com/contact. Thanks again for listening. Until next time.